Hello, this is Praveen Matthew, and I'm here to do a review on the software design document presented by Group 1. This review is divided into two sections. The first section will talk about the organization and completeness of the document, and the second part will talk about the actual software architecture design which is given in the document. First of all, we will talk about the organization and completeness. Overall, the document gives a good view on the whole architecture. When it comes to the organization and completeness, the document is well structured, and the initial content gives the overall view of the whole document. The different sections are identified, and the content table is given, giving the page number for the different details. This makes it easy for a normal user to go to a different section directly without going through the whole document. Diagrams also provided, and for those diagrams in which the content inside is not clear, legends are given. For example, in section 4, the data design, there is an entity relationship diagram given for the database, and for the novice user, the components used inside may not be quite familiar, and in such cases a legend is given which explains, in this case, which is what is the entity, what is the relationship, and which is the attribute. One of the things that lacks in the SDD is that for all the design diagrams, the rationale is not given. The rationale here means that why this particular design was chosen, and the justification for this is not given. This can be improved in the next iteration of the document. An evaluation of the software architecture is also provided, giving a revision history of which team member worked on which section and what has been updated. Let's move on to the software design. For the document, the design shows the relationship to the original specification given the SRS. However, it does not say how this particular design solves the problems posed by those requirements. Another thing that the SDD lacks is that the resource allocation is not mentioned, as in which team member is working on which section or which part of the system architecture is not mentioned. For the client, this might be difficult as they may not know whom to go and talk to for a particular part of the design. The software architecture is also well defined, however, the actual variables are not mentioned. Here the software architecture used is MVC or model view controller, but in the actual code, which variables used in which of the model view and controller is not clearly mentioned, so this might cause some confusion. The different components of the architecture is separated logically and the details given. For example, the human interface design, the data design, and the system architecture, all this has been separated and their details are given. The logical and physical model designs are also available, including the UML, and these are intuitive, which can be easily understood by most users. The architecture is also complete, and all components has been identified and detailed. The team has also documented the other architectures that they have identified, and justification has been given, or rather the pros and cons of each pattern excuse me, and why they have finally chosen the model view controller is given. However, the document falls short when it comes to non-functional requirements. It is not clearly mentioned or specifically mentioned in the SDD how the non-functional requirement that has been specified in the SRS is tackled. Another shortcoming of the document is that it does not appear to be flexible, meaning it does not say how it will receive changes and how the design can be tweaked in case a change is needed on one of the components. As per the document, any revision changes goes through the team, but it seems that only the major changes are presented to the whole team. The minor revisions is agreed between the subject matter experts. This means the project manager gets to see only the major revisions. In all, or in total, the SDD gives most of the information that a novice user requires to operate the system. However, for a developer or someone who needs to break down and understand how the system actually works to tweak or modify it, they would need some more information from the design document. I believe this can be improved in the next iteration of the document. That's all for the review, and thank you.